Hi, I'm Matt. This story still haunts me, and I've never told anyone until now. It happened 3 years ago when I stayed at the Roosevelt Hotel in Los Angeles. You've probably heard of it. It's a historic place, famous for its connection to old Hollywood. But what you don't hear much about is the darker side of it. I was in town for a work conference and booked a last minute room. When I checked in, the clerk handed me the key and said, Room 302. He hesitated for a moment, then forced a smile. At the time, I thought it was weird, but I didn't ask questions. The Roosevelt is beautiful. Classic old Hollywood vibes with this vintage elegance. But the second I stepped off the elevator onto the third floor, I felt off. The hallway was silent, and I mean dead silent. The air felt heavy, like something was pressing down on me. When I got to my room, I noticed the door didn't open smoothly. It was like something was pushing against it from the inside. I had to shove it to get in. The room itself looked normal, standard hotel setup. But the temperature? Freezing. Like, I could see my breath and it was the middle of July. I cranked the heat, but it didn't help. I brushed it off as old building quirks and went about unpacking. That's when I noticed something strange. On the nightstand, there was this small, faded photograph of a woman. She was wearing a long dress, kind of old-fashioned, and had this unsettling smile. There was no frame, just the photo, tucked under the lamp. I figured housekeeping left it behind and set it aside. That night, I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I felt like someone was in the room with me. I kept hearing these soft footsteps, like someone pacing back and forth. I'd turn on the light, and of course, nothing was there. Around 3 a.m., I heard a faint knock. Not at the door. It was coming from the bathroom. I froze, staring at the bathroom door. It was slightly ajar, and I could see the light from the hallway seeping in. The knock came again, louder this time. Hello? I called out, my voice shaking. No response. I grabbed my phone for the flashlight and crept toward the bathroom. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it might stop. When I pushed the door open, the air hit me like a freezer. The mirror was fogged up, and there was a single handprint in the condensation. But here's the thing, this handprint was upside down, like someone was hanging from the ceiling. I bolted out of there and spent the rest of the night in the lobby, pretending to read emails. The next morning, I went to the front desk and asked to switch rooms. The clerk didn't seem surprised. He just nodded and said, You're not the first to ask. That's when I pressed him. What's the deal with room 302? He hesitated, then leaned in and whispered, A woman died in that room back in the 50s. She was an actress, or wanted to be. She stayed here while auditioning for a role, but didn't get the part. People say she... He made a gesture like someone hanging from a noose. My stomach turned. And the photo on the nightstand? He frowned. We don't put photos in the rooms. I left the Roosevelt that day, and I've never been back. But sometimes, late at night, I think about that handprint. I think about the photograph, and I wonder if she's still there, waiting for someone to notice her. If you ever stay at the Roosevelt Hotel, avoid room 302. Trust me, you don't want to meet the woman in the photograph.